here, and welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness on Wonderful Wednesday. Wonderful Wednesday. Great day here in Connecticut, even though it's rainy and overcast and cold and everything. Who cares? We've all got double C's in the year of the double C, right? We'll get it, guys. Keep it going. All right. You saw the thumbnail. What do you do if your teacher or your band director doesn't know about chops? I've been there, done that. I'll tell you what I did. All right? Okay. I did not play at all yesterday. It was a crazy day. Real life got in the way, if you know what I mean. Business, family, all that sort of stuff. I didn't get anything up. Barely played a note. Let's see what we got today. Okay? Anyway, you eating and drinking your fruits and vegetables? Speaking of which, on my other channel, I am starting a 90-day True Power Juice Cleanse. Transform your life. Again, if you're interested, it'll be on the other channel. It's going to start March 1st. I've already started. Okay, I'm cleansing like crazy already. March 1st, I'm going to tell you what you need to do it, how you go about it, and all this sort of stuff. And I will be there every single day for 90 days or more if you keep going. And I will guide your hand through it. Hold your hand through it. Guys, listen. It will change your life. It will change your life. It changed mine. Anyway, what do you do if your teacher doesn't know from chops? Let's just say, I'll take that back. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use one name, okay? And I am not going to, because I had first-hand experience with that, okay? And I am not going to use any other names, call anybody out. But let's just say it's not that they don't know from chops, but you and he or she are not on the same page, okay? What do? Been there, done that. I studied for certainly 4 years every week in college, and a good another 10 years after that with William Vacchiano and Mel Broyles, dropping in every now and then when I needed a tune-up or an audition was coming up or anything like that. Okay? Two of the greatest trumpet players that ever lived. Vacchiano, probably up to that time, the greatest orchestral player that ever lived. I think some of the guys may have surpassed him since. Herseth won. But at that time, he was the man. He was the man at Juilliard, Manhattan, and Mannes. At that time, every single orchestra in the country, major down to a little rinky-dink community orchestra, had at least one Vacchiano student in it, if not the entire section. Everything from Phil Smith to Armando Gatala, to, right down the list, Miles Davis, Wynton Marsalis. And I'm leaving people out, okay? But he was the man, okay? Mel Broyles, I make no bones about it, the greatest trumpet player that ever lived, okay? Now, in each case, I said I was going to use one name. I'm using two, okay? In each case, now, Mel Broyles, it'll be short and sweet. He knew nothing about it. Nothing about chops. I asked him about it because he could play double C's. And I just seen my first Maynard Ferguson concert. What are you going to do? So I asked him, how do you do it? You mean this? Up to double C. As big as, geez. Maynard would pack up and go home. And when Mel Broyles at that time would freelance and go down and do studio work that was plentiful in New York at that time, he used to say, Ace, when I walk in, Doc Severinsen moves over. And I talked to some of the guys since then, and that was not myth. That was an absolute fact. Anyway, he didn't know anything. Ace, I don't care if you stick it in your ass and fart. If it sounds good, that's fine with me. What about this mouth? Ace, that's for you to find out. I don't care. Well, how do I play the high notes? Ace, you got to play them with a tight asshole. That is it. That is what I got from Chops from Mel Broyles. Now, musically, and conquering the music business and advice and world life advice, invaluable. And I love him dearly. But Chops, all I got, I was constipated for 4 years until I figured out that probably wasn't it. Play with a tight asshole. Anyway, Vacchiano. Now, Broyles was the one, really didn't know how he did it. God bless him. Okay? Vacchiano, again, we didn't see eye to eye. It was the whole mouthpiece thing. It just didn't work for me. I spent at least $1,000 on mouthpieces. I must have had, 100 mouthpieces. And we'd switch them with different guys, and we'd bring it down to Pepe Salmoni and have them just scrape out a little bit. Have them open up that throat a little bit. So, I mean, everything. And it didn't work. Now, I was not alone. It didn't work for Mel Broyles. It didn't work for John Ware. But it didn't work. Now, I didn't know what I know now. As I said, Mel didn't care. If it sounded good, he didn't care what it was. Vacchiano did care. It had to be done a certain way. He was the best in the world, old Italian school, my way or the highway. It had to be done a certain way. And I was into Jerry at the time, and like a dope, I would come in, I said, listen, I love this mouthpiece. And he would get insulted. Looking back on it now, I completely understand. I didn't know that. I was 18 years old and thought it was cool. I wanted to tell somebody. Okay? Now, I have tons of students that are playing, killing it. Go off to college and immediately they change a different mouthpiece. They're starting to tight their corners, and before you know it, they can't play. They can't play. Scared to death they're going to lose their scholarship. Part of their scholarship means playing, double C's in the big band, and they can't. I've been it all. So what do you do? What do you do? If A, the guy doesn't know what he's talking about, and that happens, B, you're on a different page altogether. Now, even though they don't know from Chops, you can still get something from them. Even the guys that play at the smaller colleges, professors, have letters after their names, okay? They still have information there that you can get from them. So it's not a foregone conclusion, but how do you keep them away from your Chops? Very, very simple. It's been my experience. You cannot fight with them. Can't fight with them. You're not going to win. And now that I'm a teacher, I get it. I don't take people that don't have callot mouthpieces. You're not going to win. Okay? So what do? You yes them to death. In my situation, if what I had done, instead of trying to incorporate it in my lesson with Vacchiano, if I had just done everything I wanted to do with Jerry for the entire week, and then that 1 hour a week I had a lesson, go in and play the Bach 1.5C, I would have been fine. It wouldn't have been great for an hour. I would have clammed notes, I would have crashed, and I would have had to go and but my mother, just yes them to death. And for an hour out of a 24-hour day, 7-day week, it won't matter. You got it. Okay? Now, if a Bach mouthpiece is the thing, and I'm just, my personal experience, it may not work for you. The only one that I got any sort of response out of was a 10.5C. Okay? So if you can coerce this instructor to let you play a 10.5C and for 1 hour a week, I think you're golden. I think you're absolutely golden. Now, if he insists on a bathtub, this is getting a little risky, but they're not going to check it every time you walk in. Just play the 10.5C, and if he thinks it's a 1 1/4C, who cares? And if he says, oh, that's not a 10.5C, oh man, I'm sorry, but just play dumb. Oh geez, I picked up the wrong one. I'm sorry. And go to, it will work. Once you get the hang of the grip and everything, you can coerce it for a period of time into other mouthpieces. It's not going to work long term, okay? And all that, but you can do it. Now, as far as somebody telling you arch the tongue, that happens a lot. They can't see inside it. Oh, is it like this? And you play, and they say, yeah, that's it. That sounds great. You don't have to arch the tongue. They're not going to know if you're arching it or not. Just keep it where it is, and it's fine. They can't see inside your mouth. Okay? Yes them to death. If it's a Bach mouthpiece in question, try to get them a 10.5C, up to a 10.5C. Have a 10.5C handy, okay? And use it when you can, okay? Now, here's another thing. I'm not saying all your colleagues are going to be this evil, but weekly, I would have my friends, the other trumpet players, go into Vacchiano and tell them I was using a Calip mouthpiece. So you got to be real cool about the Calip mouthpiece. Don't broadcast it. Don't, ha, ha, ha. If Vacchiano thought, ha, 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 I'm having a big yuck at his expense in orchestra when I'm playing. Guys, you can see why he would get bugged. And I look at it now and say, oh, geez, what the heck was I doing? If I just shut my mouth, did my thing, 1 hour a week, do what I had to do, the journey would have been so much easier. So much easier. Now, even then, guys, and I'm getting long-winded here, back then we did not have the 1SB. You have the ultimate mouthpiece here. So all you need is keep the 1SB in your pocket or something. Don't even have it in the case when you go in. Okay? You're still playing that thing. Don't even bring it up. Okay? And have the Bach mouthpiece in question. Play it for an hour, and so be it. And then go off and don't wink at your friends. Just play it. They're not going to notice. They're not going to care. Say, oh, why are you playing that thing? Oh, same thing. Oh, geez, I forgot all about it. You know, I'll just leave it. It sounds good for now. I don't want to warm up again. Guys, just be cool. Do what you got to do. Yes, everybody to death. And laugh all the way to the Trumpet Hall of Fame. Sound good? Anyway, that's that. And at the end of the day, most teachers, I think, are like Mel Broyles. If it sounds good, they should just let it go. Vacchiano, some of them, they're not going to do it. So there's my advice. Anybody else have any tricks? Give it to me down below. Eat and drink your fruits and vegetables and live your life with true power. And if you're into the March 1st juice cleanse, and I might even put up a video or two from the other channel about the juice cleanse that can give you a little more information. All right? All right, guys. Eat and drink your fruits and vegetables and live your life with true power. Love you all.